Good morning, good morning, good morning from this side of the world. Good afternoon if you're somewhere else, or maybe even good evening. Good day, Chocolate Johnny. Awesome. Okay, guys. Well, as we get on as everybody comes onto the scope today, I just want to welcome you as well as any of the replay viewers who are going to be watching this later. As you're coming on, tell us where you're coming in from. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kim Garst. I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I help businesses grow and scale using social and digital media, specifically from a selling standpoint. So we have Minnesota, Austin, Massachusetts, Montana, Chicago, Baltimore, Atlanta, Albany, Texas. Good morning from Los Angeles. Awesome. Texas, Tennessee, Ohio, Fort Lauderdale. Hey, Chili Sue. Virginia. Wow. They're just flying by, so I'm sorry if I'm not catching them all, guys. Somebody's loved my visual content tips. Awesome. Love that. France, Miami, Tampa, Scotland. Woohoo! Hey, Chloe. Australia, DC. Awesome. Okay, guys, these are, like I say, these are going to be some great tips, I think. And if you are brand new to my scopes, type in the word boom so that I can give you a special shout out. So if you're brand new, you've never been on one of my scopes before, type in the word boom. Oh, awesome. Hey, Ennis. Awesome. I see. Woo, look at all the booms. That's awesome, guys. Well, welcome, welcome. Cheeky Marketing. Love that username. Awesome. JB Howard. Carrie. Awesome, guys. All right, well, let's get started. Today's topic, again, is going to be how to get over the fear, basically, of going live on Periscope. I hate to be cheesy, but no need to fear. Kim is here. Hey, Victor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody, because I know we've got people from all over the world on the call, or on the scope. All right, I'm going to get started because I don't want to waste your all's time. I want to just quickly jump on here and give everybody some core tips, because I'm running into this almost every day. I've been on Periscope. I had a Periscope account almost immediately, but I didn't really get active on it until about 2 weeks ago, not even quite 2 weeks ago. And then I started scoping, pretty regularly. And it's been amazing, an amazing medium for me. And I just wanted to share kind of my perspective on, how you can get over that hump and get scoping, because I think it's such a wonderful opportunity. I've seen people come out of the chute on Periscope that maybe didn't have amazing social presences on some of the other platforms. Maybe they weren't a superstar on Twitter, for example, and yet they've shown up here and built incredible communities and are doing amazing things here on Periscope. So I'm just really excited about the opportunity, because obviously it's brand new. Periscope has only been out for about 3 months, and people are still finding their way, myself to be included. I mean, I'm learning each and every day. Good morning, Carrie. Hey, Randall. So again, but a lot of us, have that hesitation factor. Do I want to put myself out there? Do I want to get, do I want to be seen? The whole thing. So I just thought I would, address it and maybe help some of you guys get over the fear factor of going live on Periscope. So that's my hope. So real quick, if you feel like this is going to be valuable to your audiences, if you'll tap on the feed here and share it to your audience or your communities, that would be awesome. And I'm also doing something brand new today that I've never done on any of my scopes before, and that is I'm going to have a heart contest, guys. So I'm going to kind of be monitoring the hearts, and I'll be able to see later who's given the most hearts. You can only give 500 hearts at a time. But you can log off and come back in, and the count will continue to go up. Now, I'm not suggesting you do that. I'm just saying, if you didn't know that, because I didn't know that until recently, that you can only, one, you can only give 500 hearts in a session, and two, that you can actually log back in. But like I said, I'm going to be monitoring the hearts, and I'm going to give away to somebody who's shown them or given the most hearts. And you give hearts, guys, by just tapping on the screen. I'm going to give away a free month in my social selling inner circle. So hopefully somebody here is going to win, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited to share what we got going on in the Social Selling Inner Circle. Okay, so I don't want to waste your time. I promised you 3 tips, and let's get to it. So tip number 1, and I think it's probably the most important. Well, yeah, I don't know if it's the most important, but it's certainly a factor, especially if you're concerned. How do you log back in? You actually just leave the scope and come back in. I'm glad I caught that question. It's on your home screen there. Okay. Thank you guys for supporting one another and helping to answer the questions. That's awesome. Okay, tip number 1. Did you know you don't have to show your face? No, you don't have to, guys. You can actually show a presentation. You can show something interesting. I think the key is to make sure that whatever you're showing has a story to it. You know, you have to show up and say, you know, if you're talking about your dinner, I mean, I've actually seen people do this, frankly. Then, you know, they tell the story. They talk about how they, you know, what, you know, they're at dinner. Here's some of the people they're at dinner with, whatever it is. And you never physically see their face. In fact, I don't know if you guys are familiar, one very popular scoper is Euromaster. And nobody's ever seen him. We don't know. We're assuming it's a he. Geez, it could be a she, right? But I'm going to stick with the he. I'm assuming it's a he. Actually, it is a he because we can hear his voice. Duh. Oh, blonde moment. Good morning. And literally, we've never seen what he looks like. He's awesome. He walks around, you know, and highlights things in Paris. I've only caught a couple of his scopes, but think it's an amazing way to see into somebody else's world. And that's what's so neat about Periscope, guys, is that you can do exactly that. And people love it. It's like, you know, I've seen people do things from, you know, DIY types of videos to putting on makeup to, you know, making essential oil, salt. In fact, Heather, are you on the call today or on the scope today? I'm just going to see. Sometimes she is. Thank you for the compliment on my hair. Awesome. It's a little flyaway today, but hey. Okay, so first tip, guys, just to stay on track is you don't have to show your face. You can actually just open up your phone and share something amazing with your community or the community that you want to build. Awesome. Thank you, JV. All right, tip number 2. Is I think the key, frankly, and probably this is the biggest piece of all of it, is just love what you do and what you're talking about and be passionate about it. You know, it goes back to what I said a minute ago where I've seen people do everything from literally putting on makeup and people are loving it because that person is passionate about that topic. You know, if you're whatever it is, there's so many people. I know Miss Candy, I think it's Miss Candy blog, does awesome things. Chocolate Johnny, guys, if you are not following Chocolate Johnny, and I know he's on the scope today, he does incredible things, owns a chocolate store or shop in Sydney, Australia, and just lets people see. He opens up and, you know, just scopes things inside of his shop. Like one of the ones that I caught that I thought was just amazing was how they made salted caramels. So yes, Chocolate Johnny is the bomb. So if you're not following Chocolate Johnny, definitely follow him and get some ideas. And maybe this is kind of a follow-on tip to both of these guys. If you're a little bit leery yet, just see what other people are doing. Get on Periscope and take a look. You know, you could just, you know, the bad part, frankly, about Periscope right now is you can't really target folks. In other words, you can't search for certain types of things. I do have an idea on this that I'm going to run out later today to try to help people find some targeted connections. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to do that later. But again, tip number 1 is you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. I mean, you can if you want to, but if you're afraid of it to get you going, you don't have to show your face. Tip number 2 is be passionate and care about what you're sharing with others and tell the story. That's the key to all of this. And then my last tip for you is, you know, I hear this quite a bit, and again, it goes back to, how do you show up and just be authentic and create a community around what you care about. And lots of times I see people, just popping on to Periscope and just being in the moment. And I'm not shooting that down with this tip. I just want to throw that out there right quick. I'm definitely not shooting that down, because I think that's what's so amazing about the live streaming video is you can be in the moment, and people love that. But I do think it does help if you're prepared a little bit, that you have kind of a system. I've been developing kind of my system as I go. Like, you've probably seen it if you've been on some of my early Periscopes. Oh my gosh, what a nightmare, probably. But like today, I tried to organize a little bit, give a welcome, have a welcome screen, have some notes on hand to keep myself on track, because I'm notorious for, getting sidetracked by the comments. So be prepared, make yourself a few little notes, or, have a system that works for you, and you'll develop it, by the way, guys. It's certainly been the case with me. Getting on other people's scopes and seeing how they do it is always great, and then pick up what feels good to you and then roll them into your show or your scope. So top 3 tips are, again, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. It's totally okay not to. There's some amazing scopers out there who, we've never seen before. You have to love, I think, and be passionate about what you share. That knowledge shows up when you are, and it attracts the right people to you as well. It's the same as all social, guys. What you put out there is what you attract. So, stay passionate and make sure that's translated to, what you share. And then last but not least is, be prepared. I think that's, again, I'm not shooting down those, on the fly types of scopes, but the system of your scopes, I think, is important. Like welcoming people, maybe even doing something like I did today for all the new people, distinguishing them, setting them apart. They're brand new, have them type in a word, or, whatever makes sense to you guys, so that, again, they have that feeling of I'm special here. You want everybody to feel special, but it's a way just to acknowledge that they're spending some time with you. Whatever it is, figure out your system and then implement it each and every time. And, if it's like something like this, I jotted down my 3 notes. I had my notes. I've even, since I don't have my system down like pat yet, I even have my notes that wrote down in my notes so that I don't forget something. So has this been helpful? And then if you have questions, let's throw them out there. Yes, we're all here to help. Thank you. Thank you. Absolutely. I'm so glad that you felt recognized, because I want all of you guys to feel recognized, but it does make those people that have never been on your scope feel like, hey, you're acknowledging that they're here. Oh, their questions are flying, guys, but I caught one of them. Do you leave your location on or off? And the short answer to that is both, depending on where I am. Like if I'm at my house, I usually don't keep the location on. If I'm at my office, or if I'm, at an event, I usually keep it on. Okay, I missed some of those questions, guys. So if your question, they were flying by. So if I didn't answer something, obviously I've only answered one, then just pop it in again and I'll be happy to circle back to it. How to get a featured spot? Ooh, that is a great question. And I had that question this morning because I saw John Mayer had a featured spot. I Googled it and I cannot find the answer to that, but I'm on a mission to find it. And when I do, I'll get on Periscope and tell you. Demonstrations are awesome, guys. I've seen a lot of amazing scopes where people are just literally making, I saw somebody making Rice Krispie treats not long ago. I mean, something as simple as that. How to build an initial base of followers. Well, obviously you can follow other people. You can go through the suggestions on Periscope. Periscope does pull in your Twitter followers, so you can also follow people like that. But I have an idea that I'm going to run out later that I saw some other scopers doing, and it's basically kind of like I do on Facebook Friday, for example. Every Friday I do, I let people leverage my fan page to connect with each other and connect around things that they are interested in. So I'm going to try that this afternoon here on Periscope. So stay tuned, because I think that would be a great way to find some amazing scopers that are targeted, because all you know, they're gonna tell us what they do and what problem they solve, and if you're interested in that, you can follow them. Is daily scoping better than weekly? I personally think you need to be daily. And I see a lot of people doing 7 or 8 scopes a day. I just don't have the bandwidth to do that many. I'm on here a couple of times a day, sometimes 3, but I do think you need to have a daily presence. And it's easy. That's what's so neat, guys. Let me just highlight that. I want to highlight this because I have a personal story behind this. For me, Periscope is so easy. It's not like you have to set up the lights and the video camera and everything has to be perfect. I just literally, I wished I had another way to share this with you, but I have a tripod and I put my phone in there and I turn it on, put in my title and hit the start broadcast, and away I go. It's so easy. Loving the hearts, guys. That's a great tip. Put your phone in airplane mode, then Wi-Fi back on. That's a great tip. Yes, the 3 tips. Somebody asked me to repeat the 3 tips. The 3 tips are, you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. If that's a fear factor for you, of putting yourself out there and letting people see who you are, you don't have to do that. You just have to tell a great story and show a great, or show whatever it is you're going to scope on, and then tell the story behind what you are showing. That's the key. And I gave a very specific scoper that you need to check out, Euromaster. He has never shown his face, doing amazing things, and you definitely need to check him out. And then the second tip is be passionate and love what you do. It comes across. And if you really want to build a community here on Periscope, that's critical, I think. You have to be able to showcase, and when you're passionate about something, your knowledge just comes out. It's just the way, it's just it's kind of a byproduct of it. And then step number 3 is be prepared. Figure out what your system is and run your scopes kind of systematically every time. Do your titles on your notes first, then copy and paste. I've done both, and I like both systems, frankly. I actually like to do the notes a little bit better, simply because I feel like I have a little bit more control over that. So if those of you who didn't hear the question was, do you create your title in notes or literally inside of Periscope? And I've done both, but I think I prefer the notes. And then I just copy and paste it into Periscope. Okay, I know there's tons of questions that we didn't get answered, guys. But keep I'll stay on for a few more minutes, and if you have another question that didn't get answered, I'll be happy to explain. Do you need a special tripod? Well, the one that I have, I don't know if it's special, but you can go, I actually have a link for it. It's bit.ly, it's a bit.ly link, bit.ly / forgot my own link. Hang on just a second and I'll pull this up, guys, because this way you can see if this is something that you want. Let me just pull this up real quick. I forgot what it was. I think it's, oh goodness. I tell you what, because I'm having a brain cramp, tweet me and I'll make sure you get the link. And my Twitter handle, guys, is Kim Garst, just the same as what you see here on Periscope. It is fun, Jenny. Jump in. Best way to sell products, physical products, without selling. There's a ton of ways, frankly, and I've seen some very unique ways to do so. You can showcase them here on Periscope, do a product demonstration. If you're, I keep seeing I think of so many ways that businesses could be leveraging Periscope. Let's say, for example, you own a boutique. You could have a fashion show literally on Periscope. So there's so many ways. Yes, I need to do makeup. There you go. Chocolates. Let's make some money. There you go. Absolutely. I saw a great Periscope last night. I saw Chocolate Johnny. I mentioned him before, but he actually tweeted me last night and sent me a link to somebody he had sent some of his chocolates to some of the friends that he's made here on Periscope. And one of the guys that got the package of chocolates opened it up very slowly and painstakingly. It was like, what's in that box? He really built the suspense, and it did a great job of really highlighting Chocolate Johnny's business. He was giving a gift, but by virtue of giving that gift, the person he gave it to gave him a lot of visibility. By basically just going through the box and pulling out the chocolates and, making people want the chocolates. That was an incredible scope. Loved it. My overall goal, that's a great one. One, I have been reluctant to step into video, and I've addressed this on previous scopes. So because I think this is important, especially in as it relates to this topic that we're talking about today and getting over the fear factor. For me, it wasn't so much about getting in front of the video, and I just made this realization just 2 or 3 days ago. But it was about feeling like I was just talking to myself. I'd get in front of a camera and I'm like, who am I talking to? So for me, it wasn't necessarily fear. It was more about, just that blank connection. I felt flat and unanimated because I didn't have that, the connection. So I think that for me, it's a way to embrace video. And it's more importantly to me is it's a way to directly connect with my community and build a community. The connections that I'm forming here on Periscope are going deeper. I'm having better conversations on Twitter, and frankly in other social platforms as well, because they're seeing my scopes. They feel like they have a personal connection to me. So for me, it is it's a combination of things, but I absolutely intend to, leverage it for sales. In fact, you'll find that I'm messaging. This is a great point, guys. You will, an amazing tip, frankly, you will see that I'm messaging things in each and every one of my scopes. So like today I'm doing, and it's a contest, obviously it's a heart contest for my social selling inner circle, but I messaged that in this scope. My event is in September. I've been messaging that in my scopes where it's appropriate without it coming across as, hey, buy from me, you need to come to my event, or hey, you need to join my inner circle. So definitely message things that you do and things that you have to sell inside of your scopes, because that's it's a curiosity thing. People want to know what that's all about. They'll go check it out. They may buy, they may not, but it's a great way to, Jilly Sue's already bought her. I know Jilly Sue's coming to Social Boom. She's also going to the Periscope Summit. So who's going to the Periscope Summit? Well, let me start. Hey, let me be self-serving here for a second. Who's coming to Social Boom? I know some of you are. And then who's coming to the Periscope Summit? Johnny, you need to come. You need to come. How do I connect with everyone? Jenny, all you have to do is tap on whoever in the thread there, the comment thread. If you tap on them, you'll have an opportunity to follow them. Okay. Well, I have enjoyed this, guys. I so enjoy talking to you guys. And, that's the neat part, like I said before, about the video and the live streaming, is I feel like I can talk to you and you're talking back. And I don't have that, just flat feeling like I'm talking to myself. Yes, Megan's coming. I write their names down and connect on Twitter. Another great tip, guys. I don't know if you caught that. That was a tip from Jilly Sue. She said that she actually jots down names and then follows through and connects with them on Twitter. Great tip. All right, guys. I'll be back on later. We're going to have a kind of, I don't know what, I've got to name this. In fact, hey, guys, if you have a great idea for my, how to get targeted followers here on Periscope, I need to name it something, more, I don't know what it is. So if you got a great idea, shoot it to me on Twitter. I'll give you a great big shout out if we end up going with it. How about that? I need a name for my scope. In other words, my more follower scope. I don't know what, that sounds just not so cool. So I'm going to have to come up with a name. See you guys later. Take care. God bless.